Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Last time, I read Rogue's lore story, Forever Alone. In this story, it basically detailed Rogue, basically how, after she was ready to wed to Gambit and the two went on their honeymoon, traveling around the galaxy, universe, planting Krakoan seeds wherever they went to help find lost mutants out there. They eventually got to the Grand Garden, but it's from there that Rogue woke up in the middle of the night and saw Remy changing into his thieves outfit and realized that potentially that there's a horrible truth involved. And she ended up absorbing the Chronovium from his little die piece and gained new powers out of it. When she went outside to try and find Remy, though, she did run into Magneto, who appeared thanks to the Krakoan portal gateway they planted. And Rogue is just upset, feeling that after everything she went through, just time and time again, feeling alone and backstabbed and all of that, and in her anger unleashed her newfound power, which really terrified Magneto, that in doing so, it ended up destroying the Krakoan portal, potentially stranding all of them in the garden. Well, they still have their ship, but more than likely, Rogue would probably tell Magneto to use that ship to get back to Earth. But in the meanwhile, Miss Anne Marie and Remy have a quarrel to settle down with. It ain't looking good for them, but that's love and marriage for you. So today, we are going to read the gallery, the whole Season 5 lore. Before we do, I want to point out some stuff that's going on, yeah. New winter theme outfits. Snow Spider, Starcracker, and not Daredevil. Then likewise, you can gain some new ones from a current event. Well, I already have one of them, so I can show that. Here it is, Bucky as the Winter Buckaroo. And then there's one for Squirrel Girl, which I'm sure I'm probably going to get tomorrow, possibly. If not tomorrow, then possibly the next day. There's also one for Magneto. It's not really winter theme, but yeah, it's not winter theme, but it's there. I got the emote though for it. And there's a bunch of other things coming on. Let me see. Oh yeah, the festive throwback. So if you did not get any of the winter stuff or any of the other, like, oh, they included, oh, okay. If you didn't get any of the winter stuff from last year or the spring festival stuff from the start of this year, it's all here and for you to grab, which I did. They really should do this more. 11 days, it said. Well, as I record this, 11 days. Alright, let's get down to the real... oh, yeah, and there was also a new, thing for this. I actually never got around to reading this one after I unlocked it. Because all I did was read this and this one for the video. So maybe if I held off a little longer, I could have eventually done this one, but I'll probably read this in my own time. Oh yeah, so here we are, Season 5. Love is a Battlefield. The Grand Games. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to do that. My name is A.N. Dwigast, but you may call me the Grandmaster. It has a much better ring to it, don't you think? I have watched over this reality since it was first born, billions of years ago. In that time, my fellow elders of the universe and I have amassed enough cosmic power to guide an infinite number of lesser beings towards enlightenment. But if I'm being honest, that sounds like far too much work. And why would I bother working when I could spend all my days playing instead? Ask any of the elders about me, and they'll regale you with stories about the grand games I've hosted, from the simplest hand of cards to the most epic tournament ever contest I hold has universal stakes. And though my brethren have proven themselves formidable opponents, they have never matched my skill, despite their best efforts. When you're the best in the universe, with none ever capable of challenging your title, things tend to become quite dull. Thankfully, the game board recently changed. Multiple realities converged, inspiring the elders to merge our own domains together, creating something new and different. A plane of existence where venues, such as the Collector's Gallery, and my newest joint venture with the Gardener, and more exist together in a perfect paradise. While exploring our new realm, I stumbled across something of great interest. A small scrap of paper in the collector's vast accumulation of cosmic ephemera. A contract signed with the name of Von Doom, the name of the same mortal whose meddling was said to have caused the chrono crisis currently sweeping across dimensions. Before I can decipher the contract's true purpose, the collector discovered me in his gallery, and I was forced to leave the item behind. But I knew it didn't belong on display. Whatever it was, it's gotta be one of Doom's high-stakes gambits. And who better than me to know how to play a wager to my advantage? It could very well be the ultimate bargaining chip when Doom inevitably dares to challenge the elders directly. The collector has kept a suspicious eye on me ever since. Thus, if I truly wish to obtain this mysterious contract, I will have to do so by proxy. There are only a handful of beings in the entire universe skilled enough to enter the collector's gallery undetected and escape with one of his prizes in hand. And of those, there is only one brazen enough to actually accept the job. A mutant from the planet Earth named Remy LeBeau, or Gambit as he prefers to be called. A perfect name for a caper this perilous. If my scheme is going to work, my thief is going to have to act fast. As I said before, I have watched over this reality since it was first born, but now I am watching it die right in front of my eyes, and I truly believe that unless something is done to get Doom in check, I may die right along with it. That would be true tragedy, for there are still so many games left to play. I can kinda agree with you there, Grandmaster, but still, you're at least right about wanting to keep Doom in check. The next one here. About to make a name for myself. Here we are. The final stop on our whirlwind tour of the galaxy. Turns out, this here Grand Garden's just as romantic as I've been told. The perfect place for me to take ma chère, Anna Marie, on a special date to celebrate the end of our interstellar honeymoon. Oui, c'est vrai. I hope I'm saying that right. Your boy Gambit finally made an honest woman out of our sweet rogue. Almost all our friends and family were there to witness the special occasion, too. But just as we were about to exchange rings, some sort of temporal storm sent Krakoa hurling through time and space, scattering our fellow mutants across reality. After that, folks were just too busy fighting to keep everything from unraveling to make time to join us for our first dance. Though I hear some of them did end up at Emma's little Hellfire Gala, which does raise this Cajun's eyebrow, pure. Anywho, right after we tied the knot, me and Miss LeBeau climbed aboard a Wakandan spacecraft that Storm borrowed for us, and blasted off into the stars for a trip we'd never forget. But we didn't just travel to the edge of existence so we could just have a perfect picnic under the prying eyes of the elders of the universe. Sure, love may have been the guiding force that brought the two of us here, but our vacation served an even greater purpose for mutant kind, according to Magneto at least. At every stop we made along the way, from Wakanda to nowhere, we've been planting special flowers that bloom into portals. You know, the ones that lead straight back to our living island. They're the quickest way for our lost kin to find their way back home, no matter where the time stream entanglement may have tossed them. They're also pretty handy if the other X-Men want to come out searching for missing mutants too. So there we were, just having planted a seed in the Grand Master's grand garden when, wouldn't you know it, Magneto and the X-Men strolled in through the portal. They thought they'd find some missing mutants, but all they found was us enjoying our interrupted honeymoon. Now that we're fresh out of seeds, though, me and Rogue finally have some quality time to relax and enjoy each other's company. It looks like we've got plenty to keep us busy here, from the Coliseum of the Elders to the Collector's Gallery. Of course, there's on pate chance that I may have picked up a little side hustle here as well. But that's not something Rogue needs to know about quite yet. Even a merry man is entitled to a few secrets, no? Besides, he'll be over and done before she'd ever realizes it was a thing. If I play my cards right, like I always do, she'll be the one who ends up with the real prize just like she deserves. I'll worry about all that later. At the moment, the only thing this old thief wants is to steal another kiss from my new bride. 'Cause when it comes just the two of us together, there ain't nothing in the whole universe that can bring me down. So I plan on enjoying the peace and quiet while it lasts. 'Cause it never lasts long enough. Oh, Remy. Remy. How so wrong you are about to eat those words. Phantoms of the Past. A passage from the Book of Doom, 2099. When it comes to the mysteries of the universe, there are few that Victor Von Doom has not already solved, but one secret has eluded me far longer than I care to admit. The truth of my own past. To obtain the tremendous power I now possess, the power that has allowed me to thrive for all these years and cement my legacy in this ever-changing world, sacrifices had to be made. And the greatest of those sacrifices was my own memory. The once cherished recollections of my earliest days have been lost to me forever. Or so I thought. After the time stream entanglement, I began to experience strange visions. A face appeared in my mind. The face of a beautiful woman. And though I swore I did not know her, I instantly felt an inexplicable affection towards her. Like our very souls were somehow intertwined. Every time I closed my eyes, she was there, whispering my name softly. It was as if she was haunting me. Determined to find out who this phantom was, I scoured every historical record I could lay my hands upon, refusing to overlook even a single stray clue. I designed elaborate telepathic devices, and even tried to unlock the secrets of my own genes, searching for missing memories from before the fall of the heroic age. But alas, each time she appeared to me, she still vanished into the ether before I could learn more. I began to suspect that someone was actively preventing me from uncovering the truth about her. Worse, it felt almost as if I was being taunted. And Doom is not one to tolerate such insults. Though all the technological avenues have been explored, Doom is a man of many means. Thus, I attempted to tap into the power of Chronovium. I had collected a great number of these powerful crystals, forged from pure chronal energy, since the time stream entanglement was first set into motion. Perhaps they could unveil the meaning behind these apparitions. After exhausting the power of countless chronovium crystals and searching across every timeline I could access, the images began to grow clearer. I could see the woman trapped in a hellish dimension, eternally tortured by unyielding flames. She no longer whispered my name lovingly, as she had in my earlier visions. Now she had cried it out, begging for me to save her. But every time I tried to reach out to her, the chronovium would shatter, and the vision would end. Still, all was not lost. It was in those broken crystal shards that I first saw it. A faint image of a piece of parchment, some sort of contract, and though its full details were obscure, I could read a portion of the name inscribed upon it. Cynthia. Whatever purpose this document served, I knew that it would be key to finding this woman, and perhaps finding myself. I scoured the known universe for information on its whereabouts, and soon came to believe it might be in the hands of the Elder of the Universe known as the Collector. This cosmic being is not one who parts with his treasures freely, but doom will not be denied his prize. So, it seems we are getting Mephisto. Trouble in Paradise. We've got a major problem, rivals. If you're like me and you've came into this season of love hoping for a happy ending, I'm afraid I may have bad news. Your girl Galacta's been keeping a close eye on the new Mr. and Mrs. LeBeau ever since they first stepped onto the battlefield. It's not just because these two lovebirds may seem to fight in perfect sync with each other. Let's be honest, there's no better way to unwind from a day of watching epic multiversal slugfests than to tune on into the ongoing romance of everyone's favorite couple, Gambit and Rogue. For those of you late to the party, Gambit's a suave Cajun thief who can blow stuff up. Rogue's a sweet Southern belle who can absorb anyone's powers with a touch. They both joined the X-Men, a team of mutant heroes based on Earth, and eventually fell head over heels for each other. Against all odds, their unlikely love grew stronger, and they eventually got married and headed off on an epic honeymoon that's taken them across the galaxy, ending in the heavenly Grand Garden. Seems like things couldn't be more perfect, right? Wrong. There's trouble in paradise. Wait. Oh, there's trouble in that cosmic paradise. As much as Gambit has tried to become an honest man for his bride, he's still a thief at heart. So he signed up for one last heist, a job that Rogue doesn't know anything about. Now the Grandmaster is whispering in his mind, reminding him to hold up his end of the bargain. Could he go to that old jerk and try to charm his way out of this deal? Maybe, but as lucky as Gambit is, he's not willing to risk his current state of bliss on a roll of his chronovium die. He has to finish the game he started. So, Gambit's sneaking out of the honeymoon suite to find his fancy white and gold hooded thieves guild regalia, leaving the sleeping Rogue behind and looking back at her longingly with that whole best of wives and best of women vibe. He thinks what she doesn't know won't hurt her, but here's the twist. Rogue does know she's not actually asleep, and she's well aware that her Prince Charming is up to no good. Again, hiding behind the guise of a honeymoon, it's gonna break her heart. And Rogue's not the only one who Gambit isn't fooling. He may be one of the best thieves in the entire universe, but his sensational stealth skills can't trick someone who feels even the faintest shifts in the magnetic field. But Gambit likely remains blissfully unaware that the ever-restless Magneto, not one for early nights, is currently out in the garden, admiring the ever-bloom flowers that only bloom on the shadow passes of Mount Wundagore. Magneto knows he's up to something. The entire house of cards that Gambit built could come crashing down. I don't know what happens next, but I can guarantee it's going to be as wild as one of Gambit's aces. Luckily, I still believe in the one force in this universe stronger than the power of cosmic love. Well, let's hope you're right about that, Galacta. Oh boy, this one. When the elders of the universe first united... Oh, cosmic contest. When the elders of the universe first united their cosmic domains, they knew that it would only be a matter of time before the Grandmaster decided to challenge them to one of his contests to determine who would reign supreme over their converged realms. The Gardener and the Contemplator had no interest in participating in the Grandmaster's tireless game. But the Collector was not about to cede power to another elder without a proper fight. So when the invitation to play inevitably came, the Collector was eager to accept. The premise was simple. Each elder would create avatars of powerful champions from any reality they wished. Using these lifelike pawns, they could participate in a game of wits, presenting attackers and counterattackers one by one, eliminating their foes until a single champion remained. The prize at stake: control of the elders' amalgamated realm and one object of choice from their opponent's vast collections. Always the gentleman, the Grandmaster allowed his opponent to make the first move. Based on the rare specimens displayed in his beloved gallery, the Collector had crafted a piece modeled after Captain America. Only this captain he chose was a variant who had been transformed into a werewolf. For my opening move, I present a soldier. Not just any soldier, a super soldier, and a most savage one at that, the Collector declared. The Grandmaster countered by playing Angela, a great huntress who hailed from heaven, the 10th realm of Asgard. The Collector's savage super soldier was quickly laid low by Angela's spear. A soldier turned wolf. For such a beast, a huntress is more than enough, Indwi Gust replied. Next, the Collector summoned Iron Man to the board. Despite wearing a crude version of his earliest armor, the legendary craftsman shattered Angela's spear in a flash. None knows a huntress' tools better than a craftsman, the Collector added with a delighted gleam in his eye. When the Grandmaster introduced Emma Frost into the game, she never even had to use her powers to claim victory. Instead, she swayed this young version of Tony Stark with her vast fortune, bribing him to remove himself from play. It seems even the craftsman cannot resist the wealth, Tavan, Edwin Gast observed, a sly smile playing on his lips. As much as Tony Stark covenant money, Emma Frost covenant power. So when the Collector sent in an octopus-like version of Namor, his promise to make Emma the queen of his realm was enticing enough to earn her allegiance. To be queen is to possess all the riches of the realm. Is this why you began this contest, Gust? The Collector retorted. The Grandmaster believed that every king was corrupt at their core, so he dethroned Namor with Moon Knight, a soldier devoted to doling out divine justice in the name of his deity. How many thrones have been toppled by the fist of justice? In all these years, have we not seen it time and again? E. Dwayne Gust mused, stroking his beard thoughtfully. But the collector realized that even righteous justice could be twisted with the right words, and who could turn truths to lies better than his next chosen player, Lady Loki? Have you forgotten, my brother? We have witnessed far more lies and intrigue than justice, the collector countered, slyly raising a glass to his lips. The Grandmaster acknowledged his opponent's clever play, but knew that conspiracy could only breed in shadows, and so, to shed some light on the board, he sent out the Human Torch. But we must admit, it is light that lets the cosmos endure, E. Dwayne Gust concluded, hands clasped behind his back, self-assured in his victory. As the collector grew more frustrated, he reached for his next pawn, but before he could play it, an alarm suddenly began to blare in his gallery. This game would have to wait. While the collector rushed off, the Grandmaster gave a sly smile, knowing he had succeeded in distracting his opponent long enough to win a different game and claim his true prize. Yeah. Oh, what kind of Moon Knight outfit is that? Oh, that's right. These are skins that aren't released yet. These are supposed to be like... They refer to them as the Grandmaster Champion skins. And then we have Lady Loki and... Yeah. These are skins that are not available yet. Oh, here we are. Broken Vows. Oh boy. This is going to be the follow-up to Rogue's story. Remy Etienne, I hope I say that right. Etienne LeBeau, what in the name of Charles Xavier do you think you're doing? Anna Marie, ma chère, don't you share me. It ain't what it looks like. It sure as heck better not be, 'cause it looks like you got yourself wrapped up in another caper on our honeymoon. Huh. I guess it is what it looks like, but I can explain. I'd be quick about it if I were you. Our gracious host, the Grandmaster, offered me the chance to pull the heist of a lifetime, and all I had to do was to steal one scrap of paper from the collector's museum. And you were actually dumb enough to think you could get away with it? You may be the best there is at what you do, sugar. I won't tell Logan you said that. But even you ain't got the skills to hoodwink an elder of the universe. Wish I could disagree, but the collector played me for a fool. He didn't have to work hard. Easy now. How was I supposed to know the contract was a fake? Even the Grandmaster believed it was real, till he was holding it in his hands, that is. Can't say he was too thrilled then. So you managed to botch the job and tick off two of the most powerful beings in the universe? That's impressive even for you. Not sure I ever seen you look this angry, mon amour, or this powerful. You're positively radiating, and I ain't just talking about how lovely you look in the moonlight. What's going on? When you snuck out in the middle of the night, I got worried sick. Usually you don't leave the slightest trace where you go, but this time you left this behind. The Grandmaster's chronovium die. As payment for my services, he was gonna forge that into a new ring for you, to replace the one we lost. That's the whole reason I took this job. I wanted to make you the most unique wedding ring in the whole dang universe. But I couldn't reveal that part of the plan. The Quiet Council would never have let me go stealing across space just for a ring. So you lied to me before we even left? This whole trip, you never once told me what that thing really was? When I touched it, I accidentally absorbed some kind of strange energy, and then my powers started going haywire. I can't control them, Remy. And now that I know what you were up to, I ain't sure I wanna. You gotta try before you drain the life out of the rest of this garden. But first, we better get us both somewhere safer. How about we take the portal back to Krakoa and... Murday! The gateway's all withered away. No going back now. I already considered going home without you, but Eric says he can't risk letting me go back till my powers are stabilized. And as much as I hate to admit it, it's the right choice. Well, if you don't stop yourself, love, the gardener's gonna be coming after us too. Guess there's only one thing we can do. Lucky for us, it's something I'm mighty good at. Been doing it since I was a boy. What's that? We run. As far and as fast as we can. And we never look back. You with me, Cher? Always. But I gotta admit, when we said till death do us part, I never expected it to be so dang soon. Well, it seems for the most part that there will be some comfort in resolving their marital issues, but for now, who knows? And our final one here. Museum security. Terrans. Why does it always have to be Terrans? The vexing creatures of Earth have long been thorns in my side, always desperate to play the hero and liberate my prized possessions from my collection. It's simply exhausting, but this time they have gone too far. It was bad enough when the meddlesome mutant sliced her way through my guards, along with the land shark and the cosmic empath. But now I must deal with petty thieves running through my hallowed halls? The audacity! I truly believe that the state-of-the-art safeguards I put in place would prevent my treasures from falling into the wrong hands. Take, for instance, the contract that the Terran thief called Gambit just attempted to steal. It was quite obvious that the Grandmaster had his eyes on that particular item for some time. So I would have to have been a fool to leave the original unprotected. Thus, I stored it in a cabinet made of chronovium crystal, which completely isolated it from the time stream, ensuring it would no longer be at risk. In its place, I displayed a well-crafted duplicate in my gallery, and at first, the thief was none the wiser. But how was I to know that his mutant mate, Rogue, would so happen to absorb the power of chronovium from my cabinet, turning it into just a regular old glass case? Now they are attempting to make their escape with the true contract in their hands. These bothersome bandits must be taught a lesson at once, preferably a harsh one. I would have loved to lock the fugitives away in my menagerie for all eternity, but there are far too many of their fellow mutants currently visiting our domain, and I would merely be asking for another attempted breakout. And though it would be unlikely they would succeed, I have not the time nor the patience for the kind of cleanup that follows an event like that. Instead, it would be best to remove these two mutants from the equation altogether. For all the trouble they've caused, I doubt that even their staunchest allies would miss them. It would be easy to send my guards after them, to scour every corridor until they were cornered like trapped rats, awaiting extermination. But since the Grandmaster was the one who caused this mess in the first place, I feel strangely inspired to beat him at his own game. And I know just how to do it. Believe it or not, I happen to have a few Earthborn operatives of my own that have been working for me behind the scenes. A blathering, foul-mouthed mercenary, and a monster hunter as deadly as she is beautiful. They already know my gallery well, and they won't hesitate to pull the trigger when they find their targets. Plus, they will make the chase far more amusing to watch. Perhaps Terrans are good for something after all. And there you have it. It's hard to see, but in the images here, other than seeing, Gambit and Rogue on the run, it's hard to see off to the... I can't move it to the left. But over there, we have what I believe is to be Elsa And then on the other side, if I can get this to zoom down, that is supposed to be Deadpool. Of course, we know Deadpool and Elsa are coming for Season 6, thanks to the trailer. Well, alright then. Things may not be looking good for Remy and Rogue, but perhaps there's a way that they can get out of it. Crossing an Elder of the Universe is never a good thing. But maybe Season 6, there's a way out of it, but there's more to it. It may seem that with this contract, that Doom, at least Doom 2099 wants, that Mephisto is going to get involved and we're going to have more supernatural stuff on the way. Anyway, that'll do for this episode of Marvel Rivals. So, join me next time. So, two things. One, despite my reading, I'm actually kind of sick. I mean, you could probably hear it in my voice. Like, I'm feeling a little better these past few days, but it's still frustrating to speak. In fact, I want to stop talking, but I can't. I have to keep talking for now. And two, I gotta find that one image of the roadmap of Season 5. It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So, the next thing I will do will be the Jeffland, the Winter Splash Festival thing. The Pym Kitchen thing is, it's apparently, all you go is into Times Square and you can eat a sandwich and it will either make your character grow big or make them grow small. And it lasts for an hour, so it's not really worth showing off. And then after that, there will be the New Year Ball in Times Square. And that will be on December 26th. And yes, I will be off on that day, thankfully. And then, let's see. Then on January 2nd and 9th, I think it's just new... Well, I say it's new game modes, or new costumes, but I'm not quite sure about with the second, because it only shows Human Torch's Grandmaster Champion suit and something else. January 16th, that's when we get Season 16, or Season 16, that's when we get Season 6. Right, and hopefully by the next time I'm speaking, I will be better. Although, you're going to probably see some Outlaws videos, maybe, and I may or may not sound better by then. Who knows? But that is it, and I will see you guys next time.